Shalom family, shalom. So this video is going to be entitled, Coming Out of Boule. I couldn't sell my people out for a check. Coming out of Boule. I couldn't sell my people out for a check. I like that title actually. So I was born into the Boule. Yah has revealed a lot to me recently, so his visitation is here. So I was born into the Boule, and the Boule basically are a secret society that Black people join. It's basically when Black people join and adopt the practices of the heathen, and denounce their own self. So my family is a Freemasonic family. I was born into the world of the occult. Because the cult that I was in, it was Islam, but it was specifically Ahmadiyya, and the leader was a Freemason himself. So my own mother, she pledged allegiance to Allah in order to prosper in life. Okay, so she took something in Islam is called the Shahada. The Shahada is when basically you make an oath to another God. That's not Yah. That's not Yahuwah, the God of Israel. You make an oath. She used to communicate with these two specific deities in her dreams. Every year, they would visit her in her dreams so that she could get good fortune and prosper in life. And I know that her prosperity was connected to her offering me up as a sacrifice. Now, a lot of people think that child sacrifice involves just, actually sacrificing the child, like in the Bible where, you throw them to the fire. That's not how it always is. Sometimes it's a chain or a soul tie in the spirit. So that person controls that child, and the more control, the more prosperity they bring that child. So that was what that was. So just a background, I was highly educated in the world of Egypt. By 5th grade, I was already reading at a collegiate level. My entire network and world base was Freemasons. My high school is connected to Freemasonry. Deeply. I actually have friends that had parents that literally they would be hanging out with Pharrell and celebrities and, just chilling with them. And I used to think to myself, how is she just partying with Pharrell at 14 years old? Doesn't make any sense. But now I know it's because her father was a Mason. You get certain connections when you are a Mason, a Freemason, a brother. So my high school, Beyonce shot, her video at my high school. Kobe Bryant came to my high school. Like, this was a Freemasonic high school. One of my teachers was involved in a fraternity. And a lot of these teachers that I had a connection with, they were in some type of fraternity or sorority. They were a part of the Boule. I was educated by them, and then when I went to college, that was when I had to make my choice. And the Most High put it in my hands. It was two options. You could continue to choose the life of luxury and prosperity and blessings through Satan, through evil, or you can choose to forsake all of this for your soul. Because once I got to college, my soul, I knew there was like more and more chains on my soul. More and more chains on my soul. And my senior year, I started studying deeply about the medical industry. Because when you're in Freemasonry, you get a lot of pull. You get a lot of networking. So my mom was in Freemasonry. She took her Shahada. She pledged her oath. So she can go through doors as a Boule that a person, a black person, just, getting a regular job can't go through. She could walk into spaces and be amongst people that a regular black person can't go to. Now, because I was her daughter, because I was her sacrifice, there's something called nepotism. Nepotism is when you basically get certain positions based on your family. So I got certain positions. I could go into any room within that group, go into boardrooms. When I graduated college, I was going into boardrooms because I had not renounced these things. I still had like ties to this other God that my mom offered me up to as a sacrifice. So I was literally in boardrooms with CEOs. And that's not to brag. That's just true. Now, when I came into the truth, I wondered, y'all, like, why did you have me go through all of this schooling around all these people? Just for what? Just to like lose everything. And he said, well, because I'm calling you to expose it. I'm calling you to expose it so that my people, that my children, my beloved ones that do not know the intricacies of this lifestyle of money and riches, so they don't get spellbound by it. Because the more you go up, if you don't have an oath, if you don't sign your name, there's gonna come a time when the devil says you choose, sign your name or what or not. So before I even got to that point, I knew I couldn't sell my people out because I learned about, hold on. Hey, what's wrong? Yeah. So before I could even get to that point, I left that world. Graduated college and left that world. But yeah, it's really interesting how there's this idolatry of college. This idolatry on our people. When I went to college, there was so much demonic activity that the stories that I could tell you would probably be like, I don't believe that. I've seen demonic possessions in actual real life on campus. And yes, a lot of people in college make their choice. And especially, our people, unfortunately, they go into these fraternities and sororities and pledge and make oaths to other gods, for riches, fame, and glory. It's a real thing. But for me, I was always just honest, and I wanted to help my people. I actually wanted to go to the college for journalism, but the Most High had other plans for me. I went for pre-medical studies. And I really wanted to help people. But then when I started studying the medical literature, and the fact that it says the origin of some of these studies, some of this research, and I started reading about it, and I was like, wait, so modern medicine was based off of digging up graves and corpses and operating on them? Real talk. That's where modern medicine comes from. There were European grave robbers in Europe digging up graves to experiment on people. You know what that's called? Abiyah, help me. Let me calm down. That's called necromancy. You're not supposed to communicate with the dead. You're not supposed to touch corpses and dissect them. It goes against Torah. It goes against the Most High. And I said that, and I looked at the medical literature, and I was like, how? How? How can you? My question in my head was, how can you go into this field when it's not going to heal your people? And when I had that realization in my head, and I went back to my family and I said, I don't know about this. Oh, why you care about other people? You're good. I couldn't live like that. I couldn't live like just in my $1 million house by myself, riding to this place and that place when my people are suffering in the community. I couldn't do that. I have a conscience. I actually have a soul. Like, I couldn't do that. Some of our people do take that opportunity. Trust me. I had $1 million house waiting for me in my 20s. But I forsook all of that because it's not important. It's not important as the things that money can't buy. Money can't buy a family. Money can't buy love. Money can't buy truth. Money can't buy eternal happiness, which is what my search was for. And the right way to live. Money can't buy righteousness. These are things money cannot buy. And so it just really pains me that there's an idolatry of college and education in the Egyptian system, when someone that was highly educated around a bunch of Freemasons, around a bunch of Egyptians all my life. And to me, it was nothing more than vanity. Nothing more than vanity. Nothing more than selling your soul, selling your people out. And no, I couldn't live like that. Because if I'm prospering and my brother and my sister in these neighborhoods are not prospering, in the hoods are not prospering, if I can't help them, what the heck is the point of life? I always had an affinity for the poor and the needy. That's how I know Yah really put his spirit in me. Always had an affinity for the poor. That was my whole goal. But when I realized the system is not conducive for that at all, I was like, nah, I'm good. And then when I got into the truth, because I did come from a Boule family that took their oath, that took their pledge, Freemasons in my family, because I did come from that, I was disowned immediately. And now I'm blackballed. I'm blackballed in that society. And hallelujah, because I don't want to be a part of it. Don't care for it, don't want to be a part of it. And I say this to encourage and to edify and to show my people that, look, don't sell your soul out for a check. Don't sell your people out for a check. Don't denounce your culture, who you are, for a check. Because the price of your soul is precious, it's eternal, and you can't get it back. Once you sell your soul, you're compromised. You can't get it back. And if you do get it back, there's real repercussions for that. Don't even go there. Because the farther you go up in vanity, in glory, in the education, the Egyptian education, the farther you go up, the devil's going to come and he's going to be like, well, you sold into my kingdom. This is real talk. You sold into my kingdom. Okay. If you want to keep going up, if you want to actually maintain your position, you're going to have to sign on the dotted line. You're going to have to make a covenant with your tongue. To me, who's your king? Who is your king? And who do you pledge allegiance to? I pledge allegiance to the Almighty. I pledge allegiance to the King of Kings, Yahusha HaMashiach. I do not pledge allegiance to any gods, lower level gods that don't bring any internal satisfaction. And I'm right now lifting the skirt off the smokes and mirrors of that whole society of vanity, so that you can see those that have not been in these doors, those that have not walked through this walk. I grew up in the Boule, the Occult, Freemasonry. I grew up in it. And it's not spookiness that you may think. No, it's actually, you get a lot of perks. You get a lot of perks for that. Didn't even know what it means to struggle. Everything provided for me, everything. But at the cost of my soul, because I was a child sacrifice. And Yahusha HaMashiach saved me from that. Saved me from control over my soul. I can be free. I can be free to do what He's called me to do, to perform the gifts He's called me to perform, to be the soul that He called me to be. He set me free from that. I can't even comprehend it, the magnificence of Yahusha HaMashiach. I cannot. Every day is a revelation. Every day is a feeding of my soul. Every day is a blessing. Because He saved me from that. I did not want to sell my people out for a check. It's not worth it. And I could have been that person pumping the you know what into my people easily. Because that was where I was going. But Most High put in my spirit and said, if you keep going this road, you're going to lose your soul. You're going to have to sell your soul. If the more you keep going this road, you're going to destruction. And that might seem like, oh my gosh, how is that possible? You were in college, educated. That's not bad. But remember, we're in the devil's kingdom. And I was sowing seeds in his kingdom, and it is bad. And so I didn't want to go that route. And the Most High saved me from that. Saved me from that. There is a Most High, and His name is Yahuwah. There is a Messiah, and His name is Yahusha. And I proclaim His glory every single day. So excuse me if I can't stop. Because He saved my soul. Saved me. Paid the price. I got blackballed. I'm the crazy one for choosing righteousness. Choosing truth. For choosing to love my people, even though I had everything in the palm of my hands. So I pray this story edifies and encourages not only the set apart ones of the marvelous love that Yahusha has for you, but, you know, serves as a reminder and also discourages those that are considering going that route, to see that the top isn't what you think it is. I encourage you to make your decision today. Thank you for listening to me. Shalom.